In my honest opinion, the internet does not provide sufficient standards for personal development. A majority, in my honest opinion, not claiming any actual portions or statistics here, but in my honest opinion, a majority of what will be found on the internet in terms of personal development is anything from men luring you into this idea of how you can become an alpha male and not be a beta male, and see it for what it is. It's black or white thinking rooted in emotional immaturity. Because you're either an alpha male or you're a beta male, and because we've been taught that we don't want to be a beta male, we've got to become an alpha male. It's just a label. It actually, in my honest opinion, based on everything that I've learned, it takes you further away from yourself because it's just a label, and it's really designed to create this idea in men that they are like superior, which is also bullshit. Everyone is equal. This unfortunate dynamic creates imbalances in society and leading men to believe that they are better than other people, that they are superior. It's not healthy. It really isn't. And again, it's rooted in black or white thinking because black or white thinking is black or white. You're either an alpha male or you're a beta male. You're either a real man or you're not. And like so many people on the internet put this out there and they're like, this is how you become an alpha male. This is how you become more attractive. And in my honest opinion, again, it gets you further away from yourself because it's just a label. It's not who you are. It's just something that you chase. And this is for people usually that are deeply fucking insecure and broken on the inside, because this is something that leads them down a path that has them believing that this will like save them from being the utter defective piece of shit that their unhealthy family system taught them that they are, when in reality the healthiest thing to do is to focus on the authenticity of yourself. And a lot of that comes with spending time by yourself, not whatever label you could dress yourself in. It doesn't have to do with that. Yeah, I can imagine that you've probably seen it on the internet. I see it fucking everywhere. It's not efficient. It's not sufficient. It's not healthy. It's not productive. Other than that, there's a whole lot of things that have, in my honest opinion, no fucking evidence. And these are things that I've talked about, like soul contracts and stuff. Where's your evidence other than potential psychotic delusion, which that in and of itself is just not evidence. There's so much stuff out there that I personally think has no grounds for anything. Um, and it's unfortunate that so many people are bought into the whole industry like that. So many people are sold on instant gratification, which is a function of the id, which is explained in Freudian psychology. The personality construct, the id, the ego, and the superego. If you did not get healthy boundaries, individuation, and differentiation in childhood, and you evolve into adulthood, your ego state is not going to be very strong. That's just the reality of it. That's also something that a lot of the internet does not teach you. Um, and I see videos all the time on YouTube where like I'm not going to drop any names, but like big name people, they're like, "Oh, you want this? Do that. You want that? Do this." Like you want like it's just like I don't know. Apparently videos that are supposed to change your life, and in my honest opinion are exceedingly one-dimensional. And the reason why I believe that so many of these things are one-dimensional is because they lack the deeper stuff that, quite honestly, many people are probably very uncomfortable with, too uncomfortable to dive into. That's the way that it is. But like, I was like reflecting on everything, and I was like, you know internet personal development is dry as fuck, but it also doesn't really have a standard. Like where's the end goal? I mean, I personally believe that this is like a forever game, but there's got to be something that like once you achieve XYZ, as long as you can consistently stay within that dynamic, your life will be fucking dope. Like, say for instance, if you were raised in survival and you had a severely traumatizing childhood, no judgment, no shame, no guilt. I'm sorry that is the way that your life unfolded. If that is the case, it's not fun. But the likelihood that if you're evolving into adulthood, you are going to have pulls, like PULLS, from the little you that is attracted to the fucked up and unhealthy dynamics in relationships, and you simultaneously sitting with your higher self, your older self that actually has a vision for, I want a healthier life for myself, and that's going to entail me doing better for myself as well as putting myself in healthier relationships. Yeah, the little you that got fucked up in the survival-based childhood is going to have pulls towards the unhealthy dynamics. So that means that it's up to you with a higher vision, a higher self, as you evolve, to choose the healthier thing. And listen, when you are raised in childhood with survival, it's not fucking easy to choose healthier. It's easy to choose drama and gossip and chaos and fucking sadomasochistic dynamics. That's what's easy because that's what's comfortable and familiar. And what did Freudian psychology teach us? Repetition compulsion. That it is our unconscious drive to chase and to choose and to attract, to put ourselves in situations of that which is comfortable and familiar emotionally to childhood. That's challenging for everyone. It really requires you to sit with yourself, to be present with whatever poles there are there, and to choose the healthy dynamic. Healthy is the standard here. The internet throws you all these ideas of, oh, that's good, oh, that's bad, oh, that's good, oh, that's bad. That's polarized. It's this or that. It's black or white thinking. It's alpha male or beta male. No. Healthy. Healthy self with healthy boundaries, individuation, and differentiation. That is the standard. Letting go of relationships if you have to because they are not healthy. Because the relationships themselves have you in survival from childhood, with you in your true to form role of, I don't know, maybe you were raised in a survival-based childhood with a family system of enmeshment, where you learned to overshare, where you learned that relationships are just inherently hot and cold, where you experience intense, fucking wild, exhilarating, intoxicating dynamics in relationships within a fucking, I don't know, even like a few days to a week, maybe even a month. And then what happens? It's done. It's over. That's the hot and then the cold. You probably learned that if you were raised in a survival-based childhood with fight, flight, freeze, fawn. Because if you were raised in a survivalhood with fight, flight, freeze, fawn, the likelihood that you were also raised in a childhood that lacked healthy boundaries and had you mind fucked with neuroticism, meaning fear, worry, even almost like histrionic shit, hysteria, like there were no boundaries there. So you essentially ate all of that shit up from whoever raised you. Well, shit, your parents didn't take their stuff to a therapist, so they gave it to you. So you essentially got enmeshed into their fucked up dynamic. And you learned all that stuff. I could go on with this stuff for fucking ever. It's wild how deep it goes. But that's one of the biggest problems that I see, and one of the saddest things is that the internet seems rather dry of this stuff. But I also understand that like so many people look at it and they're like, and they just run away, they see the Oedipus complex in Freudian psychology, which is in and of itself a boundaryless dynamic. The parents fuck up their children at a very early age, and then their children learn boundaryless dynamics. And then it's no wonder why family dynamics become unhealthy. The answers are there. I'm going to end off this video soon, but I want to say that the dynamic, or I should say the standard that I see, is healthy boundaries, individuation, and differentiation. If you were raised in survival, you did not get those. Having healthy boundaries is important. That's healthy boundaries of your relationships, saying yes when you want to say yes, saying no when you want to say no, learning through your intuition, whatever it is that you feel. It's important. And boundaries are not just saying yes or saying no, but boundaries are also dealing with personality and self. Do you have an extrinsic sense of self-worth? Do you derive your self-worth from the outside? That's an issue of boundaries. That is unhealthy. Deriving your sense of self-worth from the outside. That means you source self from the external. Is your self-worth intrinsic? That's different. That usually means that you had a healthy or healthier childhood, and your marring and scathing, your trauma, wasn't that severe. Now, this is no comparison of trauma. We're not here to be like, oh wow, your trauma wasn't as bad as mine, so therefore your trauma is invalid. No. Everyone had trauma. It is unfortunate that some people had more severe trauma than other people, but that's the reality of it. Individuation. Becoming an individual that is autonomously separate from the family system of which you came from, and how you think, how you feel, and how you behave. Were you raised in survival? If you were, the likelihood that you were not allowed to individuate and become your own individual, and instead ended up as a part of a homeostatic glob of a fucking family system, everyone enmeshed together, is very high. And it's unfortunate because that brings you closer to your fucked up family system and further away from your own sense of individuality. And it's healthy to be an individual. It is healthy to be able to think, feel, and behave for yourself. Differentiation has so much more to do with boundaries of self and other. How do you differentiate between self and other? Well, listen, I've gotten comments on my YouTube channel from people who have basically projected their shit onto me, even professionals. Right. Anyway, it's like whenever somebody brings their shit to you, your ability to recognize it as not your shit is very fucking crucial. It's the difference between you carrying everyone else's shit and you not carrying everyone else's shit. Differentiate between self and other, the boundaries, right? Oh, that's your shit, not mine. It's great when you can do that. It sucks when you can't, because you think that you're supposed to just take on everyone else's shit because you were raised in enmeshment and you never got to develop with differentiation and healthy boundaries of self. That's the reality of it. A lot of the internet, from what I've seen, not claiming fact or truth here, a lot of the internet is totally unaware of all that stuff. I mean, nonetheless, so much of the internet has been Freudian psychology, Oedipus complex, ew, defense mechanism, shut it out, deny it, reject it. Yeah, cool. Guess what? Defense mechanisms come from, I believe it's Freudian psychology. Yeah. Explains that too. So, no, I'm kidding. Really though, it's just, it's so fascinating. This is the standard that I would follow for personal development: is healthy boundaries, individuation, and differentiation, becoming your own individual. There are a lot of big names out there that don't even, work with this stuff. A lot of big names out there. I think the modern present day cool thing to do is follow the whole dynamic of change your mind, change your life. It's not good or bad or right or wrong. Again, that is black or white thinking. Do I think that it's exceedingly one-dimensional? Yes. Let me make this very clear before I end off this video. I value knowing thyself. I value knowing myself to the deepest extent possible, because if you don't know yourself, you're not really going to have differentiation, which means that you know yourself well enough to not get caught up in other people's shit. There are so many things that people are unaware of, which is the subconscious, not even just subconscious, the unconscious stuff. Like there's this entire part of the self that is underneath the water that has not even been, like you see like the iceberg. Like there's an entire part of the iceberg that's underneath the water. Like that is the illustration of the unconscious self. There are so many aspects of the self that are unknown to the self when you do not explore yourself. A lot of the internet, from what I've seen, not claiming fact or truth here, but a lot of the internet completely just avoids that. It doesn't dive into that, and that's why, in my honest opinion, it is vanilla or bland. Um, but yeah, if you're looking for a standard, like a direction to take yourself in, it's healthy boundaries, individuation, and differentiation. Knowing yourself. It has nothing to do with trying to become a fucking alpha male because you feel insecure as shit and you think that holding a label with you will change your fucking life. You can do it if you want to. I'm not telling you to stop, but I am telling you that that in and of itself is black or white thinking. And there are so many dudes on the internet that are trying to guide men in their direction of becoming an alpha male. Fuck, it's nauseating. It's complete bullshit. It really is. It's rooted in black or white thinking. But yeah, if you want a direction, healthy boundaries, individuation, and differentiation, you can dive into psychology. There are so many different lenses to look through to better understand the self. Psychoanalytic theory with the model of the id, the ego, and the superego. That is the personality construct. There will be people on the internet that will tell you that like your ego is not your amigo. It's just a play on words, and it's what. So are you supposed to like make your ego into your enemy? Like there are so many things on the internet that are just trend, like personal development, like deep personal development is not trendy. It's not. Deep personal development requires you to like actually like sit with yourself, like be alone, be silent, be in your own mind, cry if you need to, laugh if you need to, scream, yell if you need to. Like the deep work requires not you just fucking cutting your hair because it's trendy or wearing different clothes because it's trendy or like it's sad. It's sad, in my opinion, how shallow it is. And I personally believe that it's shallow. Again, I don't claim fact or truth in any of this stuff, but I just look at everything from a much deeper level because, fuck, the unconscious, in my opinion, exists and it is deep. This is all of the shadow work, right? All of the stuff that we've pushed out into the shadows, all of this repressed and suppressed energy from things that we were taught from fucked up family systems are unacceptable, are bad, are wrong, are naughty. Oh, you shouldn't do that, but I don't even have sufficient evidence as to why you shouldn't do that. Our entire fucking lineage didn't do that, so you shouldn't either. You're not about to be you're not about to be allowed to do these things. It's fucking noise. It's black or white thinking. It's unhealthy. It's bullshit. I'll call it for what it is.